So Nico, really, it's a pleasure to speak to you. So you are the singer of the band, Blind Channel. So perhaps my first question, because there are so many things who happen for you since a few weeks. Perhaps my first question would be about one of the last show you did. It was last year, of course. It was in the Dark River Festival on the main stage, the 13th of August, to be precise. So what do you remember of this show? One of the last show you did with the band
The,
live.
the last show we did with the band.
Yeah. How was it?
Are you talking about the Dark River Festival?
Yeah, I'm talking about this one.
Yeah, like, it was a special show, like because that was the first show with our newest member Alexi, who joined the band. Actually, after that show, he joined the band to play samples and percussions. And like before that show, Alexi had been like in this testing time, like when he was like practicing with us, like for 2 weeks. We were in our hometown where we were like originated in northern Finland, a town called Oulu.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was a
I
really
know the town. Yeah.
yeah, it was a really special show, like because that's when we just saw that this thing works. Like we have been doing it, just the five of us, like have been doing it for like 7 years maybe. And then Alexei joined the band and completed the Wolfpack. And after that show, like we finally like did high fives and like it was like, guys, I'm in the band. And we were like, welcome, bro. And then we also made like our management deal after that show, and like it was very special. And it was like we didn't know at the time that it was gonna be our final show, like after in a long time. So
Mhm.
that kind of made it special as well. Yeah, it was a cool show. We really enjoyed it.
I see that also you did you play some acoustic show. It was in May, just a few months before last year, of course. It was virtual show. It was you call it Staying Alive 45 special show. How was it to play acoustic?
Well, like it was. First, it felt like the idea felt pretty weird, but then like we always like to experiment with stuff and like do new versions of our songs. Like we love that kind of stuff. So when we got the opportunity to do that, then we were like, guys, we can make this pretty fun. And then we like did an acoustic show, but we included electronic elements and stuff like that, and completely like reimagined our songs to the set. And it was really fun. Of course, like it was missing the part that's most important to us, that we get to like interact with our fans and we see them. It's not the same like through a camera lens, but anyway, like it was fun. It was a fun show, and I really loved the versions we played in there. Like that was cool.
It was it finally a little challenge to play some songs that you finally you play always electric with the whole band to do some acoustic adaptation?
Well, I don't think the acoustic adaptations were a problem, because usually like we the first demos from our, like the first versions of our songs are born with like I'm playing in a piano and singing, and or some of the guys is jamming on the guitar and giving a melody, like playing guitar, and guys, should this song go like this and da da da, like that's how the songs are born. So with the acoustic parts, it was just like the process going backwards. Like we went back to the moments where the songs were born, so that wasn't a problem. But then we didn't want to make a basic acoustic show. We wanted to we wanted to like offer something new, do it in a new way, like add electronics and stuff like that. So do it something like unique and cool and something that hasn't been seen before. So that was a bit of a challenge, but we also like challenges. Like we like to be challenged musically, because that's what keeps us creative. So it was just pretty much fun.
it was for finally for French people. I don't know if you have the opportunity to play in Paris and in France.
No, we've never been to France, but like it's on top of the list. Like we've been touring like in Europe like many times, but we never had the chance to visit France yet. But we're coming there as soon as possible, and that's a promise.
Yeah, that would be great to see you in Paris, you know. So perhaps about the band, how could you describe the band on stage, and what do you want to get and to receive on stage?
Like on stage is where this band feels the most alive. Like being on stage is the reason we do this, and we want to be on the big stages. So that's what keeps challenging us to write better and better songs, so we can get to bigger and bigger stages. Like songwriting and performing are the most important things to us. They have always been like that's what we love to do. On stage, we're super energetic, we're explosive, and love the sense of danger. Like that's what we love about rock music and rock shows. And actually, some modern pop artists do that as well. But like, we want the audience to feel like they're never gonna know what's gonna happen. Like, we want to surprise everybody. Like, we're not just some band like standing on the stage. We're standing still and playing a little bit. No, we're not that band. We're that band. Like when we go on stage, the audience is gonna. We like there's this. They're holding on to the fence and they're like, okay, this is cool band, and we want them to go like, what the fuck just happened? We hit them with a like there's pyros and explosions or someone doing backflips, or we jump to the audience or something crazy stuff, like something unexpected. And sometimes we even surprise ourselves. Like there have been times when our guitarist Jonas, like his hair got on fire and he was like, guys, my hair's on fire, and he was just playing guitar and crazy stuff. Like the sense of danger, that's what makes a special show, and that's what we're always aiming at. Like we want to surprise the audience, and we even want to surprise ourselves.
You also last year finally you play a lot last year. I see you have this opportunity. You play with Amaranth. How was this little tour? It was in January, February. You play in Linz monthly, Berlin, Eindhoven, Karstadt. How was it to open for them this time? Perhaps now they will open for you.
Yeah, like we've done a lot of shows with Amaranth. Like we love them. They're good friends of ours. And yeah, it was just a fun tour, and it's always a pleasure to open up for them. Like the tour was so fun, and their fans are awesome. So yeah, it was really fun. And the touring started in January and ended in February. That was also special because like during that tour, we also played our first headline shows in Germany, I think. Like it was the first time we get to see that, like, can we stand our own ground in Germany? Like if we go somewhere and play headlining, will there be anyone? And we were skeptical about that. Like we didn't know if anyone was going to be there. But then we went there, and then in the first headline show we made in Germany, there was like 100 people or even more, and we were like, guys, these are our fans, this is so cool. So yeah, it was really special. So mostly the tour was like some shows we were supporting Amaranth, and those were awesome. And then in between we had shows like when we were headlining ourselves, and those were like the truly great like experiences, because we finally got to see that, guys, we also have fans of our own in here. So it was really cool.
So finally, yes, you have this opportunity to play headliner. Uh, After the contest of Eurovision, I suppose many things change for you. Do you think that for the next tour you will be a headliner and tour as a headliner?
Yeah, like in Finland things are going crazy right now. Like we're headlining everywhere, and it's yeah, it's just so cool. Like I don't think I'm even lying if I'm saying that this summer we're the biggest band in Finland. Of course, like you know how the works, like ups and downs, and the wheels just keep rolling. But this summer, I think we're the like most wanted act in Finland, and that's super cool. So right now we have some festivals coming. I think the first one is in like 2 weeks, and I'm still keeping my fingers crossed and hoping Corona doesn't ruin everything. But like we're super excited to be able to go on that stage and finally interact with our fans. Like we're really looking forward to that. It's gonna be amazing.
How did you finally did you get involved in the contest of Eurovision? Is it something that you want really to be in this contest?
Well, like no, it wasn't. Like we've never been Eurovision fans. Like we knew it was happening. We knew some songs from different years, but the last time we watched through the whole competition was like over 10 years ago when Lordi won the competition for Finland. And after that, we haven't really paid attention to it. And it was never our dream to be in Eurovision. But then, like, you have to see the whole picture that, like, we have been working super hard for 7 years. We have been building this momentum that was, like, happening right now. And we released our third album. We have been working, like, 2 years for that album. And we had huge things coming. We had huge shows in, like, Europe, big festivals and big tours and stuff like that. And then everything was canceled. Like everything was taken in front of our eyes and taken away. Like this is canceled and it's probably not gonna happen again. And we were sitting at our rehearsal place, like we were so pissed off, and we knew that we just can't sit around and wait, like because if you just wait, nothing's gonna happen. You have to think outside the box. You have to find a way to make things work to further your career in impossible situations. And that's when our guitarist Jonas said, guys, we're gonna go to Eurovision. And most of us others were like, get the fuck out of here, we're not gonna do that. Eurovision, like the blind channel, we're not going. But then after a while we started thinking about it, and like we wanted to do it like in a different way that most of the artists have done it, or all other Finnish artists have done it. Like, and we came up with the idea that what if we go to Eurovision and show our middle fingers to everyone? Like that would be cool. That would be like something super blind channel thing to do. And that's how the idea like started rolling. And look what happened.
So finally, there is something special about Eurovision in Finland. There is Lordi, now there is you. Do you have an explication about that? That finally some metal bands were very far from what we see in Eurovision in a way. Some metal bands can get a great score.
Like
You finish sixth.
yeah, like Finnish metal bands, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, like, what's the point behind that? I think, like, in Finland, like, I've seen a research that in Finland has the world's most metal bands, or like how much we have people, or something like that. Something cool, something cool research like that. And I think rock and metal music is just in our DNA, maybe because most of the time in Finland it's pretty cold and pretty dark. Not always. Right now it's fucking hot. But yeah, that's why I keep the sunglasses because I'm sweaty like all through my face. But I think rock and metal music is just in Finnish people's DNA. Maybe that's the reason like why we have great metal bands. And it was great to go to Eurovision as a rock slash metal band under the Finnish flag, because like that's what everyone's been like wanting from Finland. Like for years, everybody's been saying to Finland, like all the other countries are saying that you should send a rock band or you should send a metal band. And then we came with this like rap metal thing, and everyone was like, fuck yeah, this is cool. And that was fun.
Finally it was the 22 of May of this year, of course, in Rotterdam. It was a huge TV show. How do you live this experience to be in a sort of incredible TV show with so many people who look you behind the screen? I suppose it was really a special experience.
Yeah, it was definitely a special experience. Like we've never experienced. Like it was the biggest thing we've done so far. Like and the whole experience was so like we learned so much. We learned things that you can't really put a price on. Like you can't go to school and learn that stuff, or anything like that. Like it's just something you have to experience, and we really grew as a band like through this whole process. First the Finnish finals, then the Eurovision finals. It's yeah, you learn a lot. Then you're like under pressure all the time, and then like you don't get a lot of sleep, you don't get a lot of food, which was pretty like unexpected. You have like you sleep maybe a couple hours when you have time, and you eat once a day maybe. So it's really stressful, and you're constantly under pressure. But still you have to keep focused to that one show. That one show that's gonna like that's the only thing that matters. So it's really great. Like I would recommend a show like Eurovision to a lot of bands who have been touring a lot, who have done it a long time, but still want to get like the last piece out of from themselves. Like it's really thoughtful experience, and yeah, that's I can't really describe it. Like, we still haven't had time to process all that, so it's just still going through our heads. But it was a great thing. Like we didn't know what to expect when we went to Eurovision. Like I said before, like we weren't fans. When we went there, and like after all this is over, now I can say that it's a pretty cool fucking show. Yeah, we really have fun there.
It was yeah, yeah. Finally, you choose this song "Dark Side." Now there are many streaming about this song, millions and millions stream of this song. But before to go this contest, why do you choose especially this song? Was it? Do you think about a lot about the songs that you will play in Eurovision?
No, like Dark Side was written before any thoughts about Eurovision. Like we wrote Dark Side in the beginning of 2020, like immediately after everything was cancelled, and we were so pissed off, and we were sitting at our rehearsal place. We wanted to throw our middle fingers up and scream. And then we figured that a lot of people all around the world must be feeling exactly the same way, and that's where the idea came from. That we want to write a song that's an anthem for all those people. Like when life goes to shit, when things are not going too well, you don't want to hear songs about love and hope and happiness and all that. You need a song where you can scream to, a song where you can throw your middle fingers up and do it together with people who feel the same way. Like we needed a song like Dark Side, and we figured that a lot of people could use a song like that too. So that's when we wrote Dark Side. And then when our guitarist Jonas mentioned Eurovision, we immediately knew that, guys, we're gonna go to Eurovision with Dark Side. That's how we're gonna connect people. Like that's all music is about, right? Or shows like Eurovision, you want to connect people with music, and there's like this certain empowerment and sense of unity when you're like surrounded by thousands or 200 million people, and everybody's throwing the middle fingers up and screaming. And there's this sense of unity. Like I know the song is pretty dark and has dark lyrics and dark sounds, but the message behind it is all about unity. Like let's do this together. And the point is not about showing the middle finger to some specific thing. It's like whatever's weighing you down, whatever makes you feel like shit, put your middle fingers up and scream with Blanche, and join the Dark Side. Drinks on us. Let's have some fucking party. And that's the point behind Dark Side.
And how was the party after the Eurovision? Did you do a huge party after?
Yeah. Yeah, like we have been away for like 48 hours, and then we have been drinking something that wasn't water, and then we then we got to Finland, and there were like the whole Finland's press, like every magazine, every news channel from Finland was waiting for us, and we did interviews, and I can remember that I was there, and then like, I have to like like through from the start of the year, we had so many press and news channels and stuff like that, and we've always like, kept it professional, like super professional, because that's what we want to do. And I think what I've heard, that we kept it professional even in that time, like when we had been awake for 48 hours and we're a bit drunk, we still kept it professional. But I still like I can't remember any of it, and a lot of people are sending me the video interviews and stuff like that that was recorded when we came back, and I still haven't had the courage to watch them. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna be so ashamed. So maybe one day I'll watch them. But I think I've heard from our own team that, yeah, you guys were very professional even though you were a bit drunk. So I trust them.
Yeah. What about finally it was Maneskin with Ziti e Buironi. I try to be good in Italian, but who win the contest. What is your feeling about that? It's also a rock band. What is your feeling about that?
Well, I think it was the best thing that could have happened. Like, we ending up in the top 10 and Måneskin winning the whole competition with a rock song. Like, that was a statement for the whole world. Like, it was good for rock music. It was good for rock music scene all around the planet. Like, it was like everyone's been saying that rock is dead and it's never coming back and stuff like that. And that was like rubbing into their faces that people want rock music. People love rock music. It was the best thing that could have happened. And it was always like, before we were even in Rotterdam, we heard the Måneskin song and we were like, we're so hoping that these guys win the whole competition. Like, it was just so amazing. And we met them a couple of times. They were so cool. They're humble and hardworking. So I think they deserve the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, couldn't have like come up with a better ending to Eurovision than Måneskin winning the competition and Blind Channel being in the top 10.
It was finally everything changed after, of course. I see that you win a lot of people who want to see you and who want to hear you everywhere. Do you think that there are new fans and what could be these new fans? Everybody knows. Do you think that there will be fans who are not finally in the rock, in the rock metal, in the metal, and in the metal, who are finally who came to see you?
Yeah, I think so. That, like, if I understood you correctly, I think there are like a lot of people, like many kids these days, like the Eurovision was the first time probably that they heard of like a band playing. Like, it's been so much like DJ stuff and rap stuff. And I'm not saying anything against, like, I love electronic dance music. I love EDM. I love hip hop. I love trap music. Nothing against them, but like rock music hasn't been in mainstream in a long time. So I think many young people, like kids these days, they had never seen a band play before, and they saw that in Eurovision. Like, how cool is that? It's just amazing. I think like there's a new generation of rock music coming, and Blind Channel is glad to be a part of it.
Just about your last album, your third album, you did three albums. It's called Violent Pop. It's coming out in March. Finally, just coming out when everything finished in the world. But there is two albums before. What are the main differences on Violent Pop between the two first albums? How could you describe this album and these 11 songs?
Well, like, Violent Pop is our brand. Like, it's what we've done since the beginning. Like, we had our first demos ready back in 2013, and we had to promote them to local radio stations. And we had to find a way to describe our music. And new metal felt too old-fashioned. It felt like we were late from some wave or something. And alternative rock, like, we felt that that's just the most boring way to describe your music. It doesn't say anything about your music. So that's when I suggested to the guys, we should call our music Violent Pop. And that's like, it was catchy. It became our brand, and we've been sticking to it ever since. And then like after the first two albums, we finally felt that, guys, now we know what violent pop is all about. We know how to make violent pop, and we made an album of violent pop music. And then we were like, guys, we should just call this album violent pop. And maybe the point behind it is that if anyone ever asks like, what is this violent pop, then you can just say that, well, listen to this album and you'll know.
Yeah, do you have the impression? Yeah, now when we think about the band, we think about violent pop. This is a band of violent pop. So you create a new style, so in a way. Are you conscious of that? That finally there is a new thing, the violent pop with everywhere.
Well, like it's not only about creating new genre. Like we're definitely a rock band making rock music. We just want to do it with mainstream touch. Like, yeah, we want to make rock music with mainstream touch. We definitely a rock band. We have live instruments. We love heavy guitars and like hard drums and stuff like that. But if we hear a cool song on the radio, we want to be able to say that, guys, we should do something like this, and then we just add our own rock touch to it, and it becomes violent pop. So it's more like a brand than a genre. But if some people like to think it as our own genre, we don't mind that. That's cool. And like we mostly like ideas and concepts behind it. Like we don't want to be limited and confined into these prison cells of genres. Like we want to be able to do whatever we want. Like, and when we say that we make violent pop music, we can basically do anything we want. So it's it keeps us creative.
I see that you like to do some cover. I see that you do a cover of "Left Outside Alone" from Anastasia,
Yeah.
singer, American singer. How is born this idea to do this cover from this girl, Anastasia? Anastasia, yeah.
Well, that happened in lockdown. Like we were in lockdown in Finland, and everything was closed. You had to stay in your own apartment, and we guys were together. And then like our guitarist Jonas and our other singer Joel, they were just like vibing to this old nostalgia playlist from Spotify. And then the Left Outside Alone came up, and the guys started like jamming that. We should do a cover of this song, and then that's just how it started rolling. And then I love cover. Like it was so much fun to do.
And what about the cover of Numb? It was a tribute to Chester Bennington. I know that the band is very a huge fan of the band. What was your feeling when you record this song?
Well, like we made it simply as a tribute for Chester Bennington when he passed, and that was like Linkin Park is the reason Blind Channel exists, and reason like I wouldn't even know the guys without Linkin Park. It's the biggest thing for us. And when Chester passed away, we were like it hit us pretty hard, and we felt like we had to do something to give our respects to this great icon and a legendary rock singer. So yeah, it was really emotional times, and we just felt like we had to do something. And yeah, the cover turned out. I think it turned out good. It's still a bit painful to listen to because it like reminds you of the time like when all that happened. It was just fucking dark.
What to finish? Some question about the new album. Did you think about the new album? Did you write new songs? And do you know what kind how could be the new album? I suppose you think about that.
Are you talking about the fourth upcoming
Yeah.
album? Yeah, like we're always writing songs, and like in Rotterdam, even when we had a couple hours of free time, we were writing songs. We're always writing songs. So, and we mostly write songs about what pisses us off, and then lately we've pitched out about a lot of things. So lots of new songs, and like yeah, now when we got back to Finland, we just listened through all of the songs and like tried to pick the ones that make the best album. And we picked the songs we already have. Like we know what songs are going to be on the album, and it's going to be a great album.
And what is the philosophy of the band finally? What do you want to get with this band? What do you want to achieve with this band in the future?
we want to make our childhood dream come true. We want to tour the world with our music and play everywhere and play to big audiences. That's our dream, and that's what we're gonna do.
So thank you very much for the interview.
Yeah.
It was a nice interview, really funny. I love it, and hope to see you. Very soon in France.
See you around.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.